talking about academic enhancement too. We made that change. It took a couple of weeks to work it out, but the kids, I mean, we've got structure. We've got that part of it down. Why it's easier to focus on that? It's because it's something we can control. We can't necessarily control, it's harder to control the culture. It's harder to be aware of what you're doing with the culture. And so, obviously, what do we mean by school culture? The definition that our presenter had that day for us was that it's the set of beliefs, or set of norms, values, and beliefs, rituals and ceremonies, symbols and stories that make up the persona of the school. I think one of the biggest things that we have had to get used to, and maybe it just seems like it's a bigger deal than it used to be because of the way we have to track the attendance data, the testing data, and everything now, is that we have more kids moving in as ninth graders that haven't been Mid-Del or Pearl Albert kids forever. So they don't have the same story that we do, or that we were used to them coming to us with. So their story is changing. There are things that Pearl Albert is known for, and they don't know that necessarily when they move here. Some of them do. Some of them move here because of the story. But others just move here because of happenstance. And so our story is a big part of what we are. Okay, and I already said this once, but the perception is, and it kind of makes me laugh because we had a kid that the parent said this to us over and over when I first started here. Her perception is her reality. But those of you that went through that with us, we heard that a lot. But it's a true statement for all of us. When the kids think that you yelled at them, well, it doesn't really matter how loud your voice was. The fact that they took that as that's how they walk away from it. Have one like that at my house, that you can not raise your voice except for to be loud enough to be heard. And, oh, you yelled at me. And that's her reality. God bless us all. So a healthy school culture, and I'm not going to read all of these, but some of them, there was no way to reword it without just messing it up. So there are a few of the slides that I'm just going to read, even though you have them in front of you. Educators have an unwavering, for the healthy school culture, which obviously I think we all want to have a healthy school culture. The educators have an unwavering belief in the ability of all their students to achieve success. And they pass that belief on to others in overt and covert ways. Educators create policies and procedures and adopt practices that support their belief in the ability of every student. I don't think that any of us in this room would purposely install a new procedure without putting it through that filter, but it doesn't always work. So, I think everybody in here wants to have a healthy school culture. The toxic one. This one is a big one to me because I think sometimes we